Good evening, everybody. Chris Saraga for the 365 back down here in on the beautiful Feather River. It might be raining a little bit today. Anyway, I just thought let me give you a quick show around because I got a lot to cover today. There's been some big stuff that happened, some big announcements from the DWR. We got a big storm incoming, so strap in. I got a lot to say. So let me just show you around real quick. So I'm dead underneath the Thermalito Bridge this time because it is pouring with rain and I got a couple electronics here I want to make sure that don't get wiped out. So in a couple minutes I'll move outside so we can see how the rain is actually hitting the ground here. But you can see there's some water pouring all over the place right behind me. That's coming off the bridge just above me. Anyway, let me get the river totals out of the way because you know I like to do those. So first off, I've got them written down here. So pardon me if I'm dodging into these things every once in a while. First off, the lake elevation is 845 feet. So that is up a little more than a foot from yesterday. That is what they expected with the inflow of the rain and with the snow melt. So that's well within the norms. The inflow to the reservoir is 20,000 cubic feet a second, around 20,000 cubic feet a second. The spillway is putting out 0 still because they're working on that as we speak. And the Hyatt power plant is putting out 10,000 cubic feet a second. So the reservoir is still going to rise, especially with the incoming storm, which is the next thing that I'll be chatting about here. I'm trying to get a little comfortable here on this rock. So it's a total of 10,000 cubic feet per second. That is in that river right there. It's actually kind of tranquil where I'm at. Right over the way, it's a little faster. So the very next thing is that we're going to have a storm tonight. And it's supposed to last through the weekend all the way to Sunday. That storm, it is coming with rain. They estimate anywhere from ½ an inch in the valley up to about an inch, inch and a half, and up to 2 inches in the up in the mountains, and then even more than that if you go up higher. So there'll be some snow. If you guys are in the mountains, there'll be some snow there. The snow level is not supposed to drop below 5,000 feet for these first couple days. Obviously there's a lot of rain going on right now. An inch, inch and a half, that's a lot of rain, but it's not a hugely concerning amount to the officials, so that's a good sign for all of us. But what is important for all of us to hear is that the winds are supposed to kick up to 60 miles an hour tonight. That's in the valley. 40 miles an hour is the estimation in the mountains. But in the valley, if it does get up to 60 mile per hour winds, that is going to cause power poles to fall down, trees to come down. So stay safe. Help your neighbors like I know you guys always do, Oroville. You might have some power outages. You might want to just prepare to not have power for a little while. Depending on where you live, it could be quite a while, you know, if it knocks down enough of those telephone poles and trees over telephone poles. So just be cautious. If you don't have to go anywhere in the 60 mile per hour winds, please don't, right? Stay at home if you need to. Just prepare with, you know, flashlights, not ham radios, battery radios if you need communications, if your power goes out, that kind of stuff. Use your cell phones to call for help if you need to. Those should still be working unless a lot of things happen to fall down. So the next thing, wow, I'm sorry, my stuff's getting a little wet here, so I have to wipe it off. I thought I was in a dry location. I was incorrect. Okay, so the next thing is that the DWR did a press conference today. And in that press conference, what I took away from it, now I have to kind of look down because I got to cover this electronics so it doesn't get soaked, is that they're expecting a 5-foot elevation gain with this storm. That's important to note. So in other words, the next time that I'll be reporting, probably Sunday, we should be looking at about 850 feet. The mark still to turn on the spillway, that still is 860 feet. So if it reaches 860 feet, they will turn the spillway on. Sorry, I'm looking down here. I hate to have notes, but I'm too old to remember everything. So Okay, and the forecasted inflows to this storm could be up to 39,000 cubic feet a second. So that's why they're expecting that elevation raise. Sorry. We are right now at 197% of our total rainfall for the year. It's still the second wettest year on record, and we still have till October 1st to beat that record. And the record actually is, we have 84 inches of rain so far. The record is 88.5. I can't remember what year that was, and I forgot to write that down. Right now we're at 140% of our snowpack, which is actually a little less than what it was before. I just deleted my note there. Where'd it go? And it's a little less than what we had last week. Some of it had to have succumbed to being, snow melt. I'm gonna have to move while we talk to you because it's just a little bit too rainy right where I'm at there. Okay. Let's see. Okay, then they went on to talk about how the Hyatt power plant will be changing its flows as needs arise. So for instance, today it's at 10,000 cubic feet a second. Last week it was at 12. So they're managing the dam with the Hyatt power plant right now. Okay, now on to the press conference. The DWR people have put out a contract for bid to 4 contractors. It's a 60% plan because they're trying to do this as fast as possible so they can get construction working as fast as possible. So they've basically said, this is what we're probably gonna do. You guys need to bid on this. And then they're gonna give them amendments as it goes along. Here, I gotta wipe this off again here. They're going to do amendments to the contracts as it goes along until it's finally 100% done. Until the design is finalized. The bids are due April 12th. They hope to have a contract signed by April 16th. So that is if anybody's ever worked in government, that is very, very fast. I just recently had a project that took 6 months and it was nowhere close to this scope. They also have been, and they're doing all that to fast track the approval process. The emergency spillway is complete. I still gotta move. It is just a little too rainy right here. The emergency spillway is complete. And they are still working on waterproofing the Hyatt power plant a little bit better. That's a much better spot. Sorry about the interruptions, but I gotta be able to read through the water. So the Hyatt power plant is still having waterproofing done to make sure that if they need to increase the spill out of the spillway, it doesn't back up and damage that power plant. Okay, so then they went on to talk about the recovery plan, which is what we all really want to hear about now. So they have a 9-month plan, and they're hoping to have all their work done by November 1st. They do have contingency plans, so a lot of these pieces of the projects are going to be spread out over time with a November 1st date as the best case scenario. If they don't make that, then they will finish parts of it in the next year, and I'll tell you how that goes a little bit from what I got from what they said. So, cancel. So for instance, they are going to repair the main spillway, repair and restore. So it's actually like remove and refit almost. The gated spillway, doubling its current capacity up to 270,000 cubic feet a second. Will be able to go down this once they have it all built. They plan to remove and replace the upper gated spillway down to bedrock up to its modern standards all in one season. So there's that contingency plan. So they hope to have that all done by November 1st. And these are all hopes. These are not set in stone, but this is what they're looking to do. Then they're going to be working on the lower spillway, and they're going to remove and refit that and return it back to the way it was, up to modern standards. So the old dragon's teeth that we saw in that whole bottom place, they hope to have that all set up. They're going to reinforce the plunge pool also with concrete, and they hope to have that done by 2018. All these are in contingency though, so if they get the other 2 done and they have the resources to do the third part, they'll try to get it done in the first year. The emergency spillway is complete, as I said. They said that that is a temporary work. That is was just done to make sure that we were all safe in case they needed to use it again. And that will be removed and refit also. And they're going to put a large concrete wall just downstream of the main weir that they have there. And that concrete wall is to stop the head-cutting erosion that evacuated all of us a few months ago. I'm sorry, a few weeks ago. Gosh, it seems like it's been a long time, but it's only 2 months ago. So they're going to put that in place. That goes in first in the contingency plans, and then they're going to also put concrete. They're going to reinforce the main weir that they have there, and put concrete down the spill path of the emergency spillway. All of this they don't intend to use, but they want to make sure that it is all set up and ready to go if they need to use it again. So we don't have to be evacuated again. All right, we're getting through it. We're getting through it. The most critical components they're hoping to have all built by summer. That's great news for all of us. They have already started to use the access, to do the access roads and all the infrastructure they're going to need to do this project. That's already underway now. And the bid documents, they are not going to be made public because there are pieces in that is critical infrastructure, and that is deemed secret by the government. I'm not actually sure which piece of government. I probably should have checked that out. But it's the same auspices they use to not show some of the reports. It's because they don't want a terrorist organization or anybody who wants to do harm to all of us to get hold of critical information that they could use to destroy what they're building. The DWR is also going to set up community meetings, which I think is a great thing. It'll help all of us have better communication with them, get a lot of the stuff that we all have on our chests to them, and at least gives us a forum to talk to them. The first meeting is going to be on April 27th at the Butte County Fairgrounds in Gridley in the Butte building. I'm going to say that twice because that's really important, and I'll put that in the links down below. The first community meeting will be April 27th at the Butte County Fairgrounds in the Butte building. So I will be there. That is an absolute, I will be going to that meeting. I'll be recording that meeting. I'll be, hopefully I'll be there as a member of the press. Not so much as a community member, so that means that I need all of you guys to say the stuff that you have on your mind. I'm going to be reporting, so I'm neutral in this. So you guys have to say everything that you guys are thinking at that meeting, right? April 27th, mark that on your calendars. Everybody who has any problem with how this was handled, or anybody who has praise for how it was handled, anybody who has any kind of input or thoughts on how this entire situation can be fixed, done, avoided, should come to these meetings and talk to the DWR right there. So that's April 27th at the Butte County Fairgrounds in Gridley, California, in the Butte building. I'll be there. You be there. If you're not there and you find that something is going on that you don't like up on the DWR, then we only have ourselves to blame for not coming. So that's what I have for you as far as the press conference. Let me show you around a little bit. It's going to be a little bit precarious walk. If you happen to see this phone fall out and, you know, it's pointing at the air and you hear me groaning or something, call 911. I'm down near the Boss Burger. Let me get down to the water here. Yeah, it might be raining today. So here we go. This is a favorite place of lots of kids, or when I was young at least. This is just below the Thermalito Bridge. We got, if you can, I don't know if you can see it because I had a lot of water on the phone, but can you see all the raindrops? It's really starting to come down. I don't feel any wind yet, so who knows, maybe the wind's coming much later than what they had predicted. I know the rain came earlier, so that's a good thing. So let me spin you around here. We got our bridge right here. That right back there is the road up. If you followed that all the way, you would actually get to the dam. Uh-oh, got a little water on the lens. Hold on. So the one of my favorite places, the Nature Center, the Rock House, is just behind that rock over there. We got past those boulders there would be the fish hatchery. And then right down there That's Bedrock, and Riverbend Park is all down that way. If you continue going down that way far enough, you get to Marysville, Sacramento, San Francisco, you know, all places you'd find me if I fell in there. So I'm gonna get out of the rain because it's getting a little cold. Thank you for watching. As always, share, like, and subscribe. One of the listeners was wondering about the YouTube subscription. YouTube subscriptions are completely free. I want to say that twice too. YouTube is completely free. I would not ask you guys to sign up for anything that would cost you a dime. So if you want to hear these reports, if you want to have them direct to YouTube, please subscribe. I need 1,000 subscribers to go direct to YouTube, and that would be awesome because, for instance, right now I have to go home and edit this up and put it on YouTube. It takes a lot of time. If I had done it straight, I'd be done right now, and then I could go and dig into more stuff for you guys. So thank you for watching. As always, I'm Chris Saraga. I'm from the 365. I will be out here what is it? This is day 56, so 300 and I'm not good at math. 304 more days, I think, or no, 14. 314 more days. It could be one way or another. Maybe Lynette can put in the in the comments how many days I have left out of 365 if I've done 56 days. Anyway, have a great day. I hope to see you tomorrow. I'll be out here in the weather, so you guys don't have to be. Come and watch. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.